to your mind when you think about the concept of peace? The dictionary defines peace as freedom from disturbance, quiet and tranquility. I have struggled with anxiety for as long as I can remember, and I know what it feels like to be lacking peace. Always worrying about everything, blaming yourself and never wanting to disappoint others, and feeling paralyzed with fear for no apparent reason. When I was younger, I was so anxious about talking to people that I would completely shut myself down when I was around anyone other than family and close friends. And at times I've even thought, how can God use me when I'm so scared of everything? But in Colossians 3:15, Paul says to, let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, since as members of one body, you are called to peace. And so what makes this peace that we are called to so much greater than worldly peace? For one, it transcends all understanding. When we are in the middle of stress or fear and feel an unexplainable and overwhelming sense of peace, that's God. He finds us in our storms and holds us with his love.
Amen.
Many people know the story of Peter walking on water in Matthew chapter 14. The disciples had just seen Jesus walking to their boat on the water, but they thought he was a ghost. In verse 28, Peter says, Lord, if it's you, tell me to come to you on the water. And Jesus replies, come. Now wait a second. God was basically telling Peter, step out of the comfort of your own boat and step into the storm. Sounds pretty dumb, right? Why would Peter intentionally leave the safety of his own boat and step out onto the water? But you see, God never said this life would be easy. In fact, he came right out and said that we will have troubles. But God knows what he's doing, and it's ultimately in the hard times that we learn to lean on God's peace. We are all like Peter, sitting in the familiar comfort of our own boats while the trials of life surround us. God calls out to us and tells us to come to him. But in order to get there, we must walk on troubled water. Later on in verse 29, Peter gets out of the boat and starts to walk toward Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid and beginning to sink, cried out, Lord, save me. Immediately, Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. Like Peter, we may see the wind and begin to fall. But God promises that if we keep his eyes on him, he will not let us drown. And if we become distracted, God's hand will always be there to catch us and pick us back up.
Yeah.
I've come to realize that in order to find the peace I'm looking for, I need to walk through some trials. Because peace is not the absence of trials. It's the ability to find freedom from these troubles. Do you know what freedom means? It means no longer allowing ourselves to be enslaved by something. Peace comes when we lean on God, and he will free us from the bondages of fear, worry, and doubt. Another important truth to understand is that worldly peace is temporary, but God's true peace does not come and go with our circumstances. Sure, maybe worldly peace helps us when everything around us is calm, but when things start spinning out of control, that's where God comes in. Philippians 4:7 says, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. When the devil comes at us with fear, we have peace in knowing that perfect love casts out fear. When he comes at us with worry, we have peace in knowing that God is going to walk with us through this storm. When he tries to tell us we're not worthy or not loved, we have peace in knowing that Jesus gave his very life so that we could be free.
Amen.
The peace of God guards us against the attacks of the enemy. I know I'll never be able to explain or fully grasp God's perfect peace, but I do know that fear and anxiety become a lot easier to deal with knowing the truth of God. My hope is that whatever it is you're struggling with, whether it be stress from work, sickness or disease, relationships, or simply the stresses of everyday life, that you would begin to give it all to God. Let his word and his truth provide a hedge of peace around you. Keep your eyes on him. Let him guide you through whatever storms you might be facing, and he will not let you fall.
Amen.